The sealed beam fast inflation emergency shelter from I.C.Brindle & Co. Limited, a lightweight, rapid deployment shelter designed for use by government organisations, the emergency services, medical response teams and the military, with minimal training required and ready for use in just minutes. Begin by unfastening the securing straps on the provided valise and roll the unit out fully. With 2 people positioned on either side and making sure that the outer canopy and internal tubing is held together, unfold the shelter. Fold out the vehicle flaps. Locate the inflation and deflation valves from beneath the labelled valve flap, and you're now ready to start inflating. The shelter is equipped with 4 valves, 2 for inflation and deflation with an electric pump, BA cylinder and hose, or a 12-volt pump with a battery for when no standard power supply is available. A pressure sensor valve for use with a pressure sensor pump. This pump regulates the beam pressure and is in place for when the shelter is used over longer periods. And lastly, an overpressure valve to ensure the shelter is not over or under-inflated. Begin inflating the shelter. The beams will inflate sequentially. This process will take no more than a few minutes. Listen for the activation of the overpressure valve. Once this starts to release air, you'll know you are at the optimum pressure and inflation is complete. There are grab handles on each corner, making the unit easy to position and reposition if necessary. High and low-level guy ropes, along with heavy-duty stakes. For hard surfaces, such as roadsides or mountainous terrain, the vehicle flaps can be used to ensure stability. The larger the shelter, the more anchor points and vehicle flaps are supplied, scaling with size. Each door features 2 configurations: a large outer door, which can be fully removed for wide access, and a smaller inset pedestrian door, which can be unzipped and rolled up for controlled entry, offering privacy and limiting the flow of traffic. Once rolled up, the doors are secured in place with cam buckles. Windows feature a 3-layer system. You can choose to use either the outer privacy cover, a clear PVC panel for natural light, or a fly mesh screen if increased ventilation is required. All shelters are connectable via the doors, allowing additional annexes to be joined and endless configuration possibilities. Shelters are joined using either the zippers or by the Velcro rain gutter system. Internal beams feature D-rings for attaching accessories such as lighting or room dividers. Service ports at either end allow access for services and ducting. The robust, airtight, sealed beam frame offers stability and durability. The outer canopy is waterproof, water repellent, and flame retardant, making the shelter reliable in any environment, perfect for fire and rescue teams, humanitarian relief efforts, emergency services, and training scenarios. With I.C.Brindle offering a full, bespoke service from the design to the supply, you are able to customize your shelter. Whether this is having your shelter in a particular color, adding organization branding, or additional doors and windows, to a range of accessories like various inflation options, lighting, heating, and power generators, we are here to ensure the product you receive meets your requirements and performs perfectly for its intended use. As a guideline, the most common sizes include 8 meter by 5 meter for military and humanitarian use, 4 meter by 5 meter for fire and rescue services, airports and medical teams, 3 meter by 4 meter for police and forensic teams, 3 meter by 2 meter for search and rescue missions. To repack your I.C.Brindle shelter, unzip at least one door and release the center of inflation-deflation valves. Use the pump in reverse and fully extract the remaining air. Once the air has been removed, reseal the valves to prevent any air re-entering the beams. Whilst holding both the outer canopy and internal beams, align the folds. Fold inwards until you are roughly the width of the valise. Roll your shelter, place it into the center of the valise, and secure in place with the buckles. Your shelter is now ready for storage and its next deployment.